and balance. Have you been thinking of how to get your goods and services or events advertised at affordable rates? Think no more. ITV Abuja, located in Mpape, is poised to serve you better. For advert placements and inquiries, visit ITV Mpape Abuja or call 0706 715 7865 0803 775 5024 or 0803 539 7151. Independent television, certainly the best.
Has your right been trampled on? Have you ever been denied access to your fundamental human right? If yes, join Our Matter on ITV. Our Matter are the program where they informate, program where they educate, program where they elect people, program where they touch lives, program where they make sure say another person mistake no become your own, because now where that person made that mistake. Now you go take learn. And on this program they solve with social amenities palaba them. Join me at the RAF, the voice of the masses, on ITV every Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. as we protect your right. For advert placement and sponsorship, call 0818 866 6455. That is 081 88 455. Who get God, get every.
As you wake up in the morning, the first thing in the mind is knowing what is going on around you.
Follow and get an up-to-date analysis on issues on governance, politics, economy, among many other current and burning issues in both local and foreign scenes.
The parliamentary intra-party opposition to the APC.
Well, you know, the intrigues and interests in parliament is not just about the policies of the party.
The issue is
now, for about 2 weeks now, we've been looking at the rise and fall of Nigerian Airways. Of course, it's part of the paper delivered during the Attacker event some time ago in Abuja, where, of course, your aviation freak was one of those who presented papers, and the awesome presentation on the rise and fall of the Nigerian Airways. We said, okay, let's also have it here so that those who were unable to attend that program can be able to see what was presented during that program. It is Aviation on this morning on ITV, and with me is your regular, a man who has touched so many lands when it comes to the issue of aviation programs and events. He also doubles as a licensed estate surveyor and valuer, Mr. Godwin Ike. Very good morning to you.
Hi, good morning, Joe.
You're welcome.
How are you today?
I'm okay.
And your weekend?
Beautiful.
Wonderful, wonderful. All the time.
Okay.
All the time we praise the name of God.
Yeah, it's
right.
something we have started 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And today, of course, is continuation, and I'm sure it's going to last, the rise and fall of Nigerian Airways, part 3. What do we have
it's my
edition of the rise and fall of Nigerian Airways?
It's my hope that would round up today, you know, giving all the facts that our viewers need to hear and know about the rise and fall of Nigeria Airways. But Joel, please, let me crave your indulgence to tell our viewers that to also stand by. Starting from next Monday, we'll run another brand new series that is going to be explosive and graphic, and guess what it is? It's titled "And the Bubble Burst." I repeat, "And the Bubble Burst," the complete story of Dana air crash. You know, I was involved 2 years earlier. I cursed around at the airport. I stopped the flight from taking off to Lagos because of something based on my knowledge and experience that I noticed. And I said to them, do not fly. This plane is not airworthy. You're going to kill people unnecessarily. I was arrested by secret agents in the airport. I was detained until about 1 a.m. before I was led to go to my home, all in a struggle to impact positively on my nation. And what's more, save lives. 2 years running, that problem was never solved on that airplane. It ended up crashing and killing over 153 people unnecessarily. Now, Nigerians for the first time are going to get graphic information of what went on 2 years before the crash. On the day of the crash, beyond, and the investigation on the floor of the Senate is graphic. Viewers, do not miss, starting from next Monday, and the bubble burst, the complete story of Dana air crash. Now, let's get down with today's business. Last week, we stopped at lessons from Nigeria Airways operations and demise. We'll just run through that very quickly, you know, to refresh the memory also of our viewers, and move on with that, and hope that we'll be able to round up today. Here we go. Lessons from Nigeria Airways operations and demise.
And just to let our viewers know that this particular episode of the program, Aviation, of course, you will not be having some of the write-up on the screen, but of course the pictures will be coming from time to time. So you know, look at how Nigerian Airways was, you know, when it was on air. So,
and as well, thank you.
Pictures will just be coming instead of some
clips, because this is part of a book, actually. That's thank you for getting our viewers to understand why it appears different from what we always do. But be sure next week on the Dana issue, they will see graphic information right on the screen. That's a promise. So let's move on. Nigeria Airways operations and demise slam on our faces the hard fact that the challenges in our aviation sector are not as a result of making wrong choices with our business models. As every model in the books was tried at one point or the other. Clearly, as a people, we have big issues with attitude towards public assets. Lawlessness in high and low places is not helping either. Neither is our slow law enforcement process helping. It is therefore not likely that trying one of the old models at this time will make any positive difference. Not much was really changed, or rather, not much has really changed in the attitude we had decades ago and now. A completely new thinking, a new attitude required if serious-minded and sincere investors must be attracted. We shall, in the next page, take a look at how Emirates Airlines started with just 2 borrowed aircraft and in just 2 decades conquered the aviation world. And we move on. Profile of the Emirates Group. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We need to... Yes,
still the aviation, of course. We'll be bringing to you all that you need to know about your, what do you call it now, ex-darling airline, the Nigerian Airways.
Yes.
It was a dream of all as at when it was on the skies. But it appears that even as at then, the environment was not too tidy for, I mean, talking about Nigerian airport based on the clips seen. If the PD can get us the first clip he showed, we discover that there are some kind of tidy environment around the airline as at when it was on air. That particular clip that had people, you know, disembarking from the airplane, you discover that the environment it's a bit too rough if you can get that. The very first one, yeah, this particular one, you just look at the environment, it looks very, very untidy. I know that that is also part of what we will look at in the course of the program. You look at so much grass around, and the airport looks, you know, archaic. What particular state is that? I'm sure that if you stay on the program, we will also look at all of that. So the issue about the Nigerian Airways is one that really worries everyone. How can it be that as far as Nigeria is concerned, the giant of Africa, it has no national carrier? It's really a sad news. How can smaller countries like Ethiopia has, you know, an airline, and the airline, you know, for so many years now is sustained in the skies, and only for Nigeria not to have? South Africa has, and we can go on and on. How come that several years, even after we return to democracy, we cannot have a national carrier that Nigerians can be proud of? Many countries of the world has. Nigeria should also join the league of countries that have national carriers, and national carriers that are functional. It's something that we really, really need to do at this point of our lives. Of course, we have had so much of, what do you call it now, budgetary allocation go into the aviation sector, but it appears that one of the main things that Nigerians expect, which is to have a national carrier, is not even touched on. It's not even there's no debate going on. The Federal Executive Council meeting most, what do you call it now, Wednesdays, I mean, week in, week out. Nothing is even said about how Nigeria can, you know, get a national carrier. Now, from what you were saying before this brief analysis of the Nigerian Airways, of course, you have been looking at the fact that Nigerians were serious when it comes to, you know, having a national carrier, you know, in the skies, and we're trying to relate that with what do you call it now, the Emirates. How Emirates,
Kenya Airways, Ethiopian Airways.
They started with 2 aircraft, and now they have them in hundreds.
It would interest you to know that total assets today of Emirates, you know, at between 2011 and 2012 amounted to 84.2 billion. The money called Diran, AED. All right, this is equivalent to 22.926 billion US dollars. And these people, very honestly, and these people started their business just a few years ago with only 2 borrowed aircraft.
So what has happened?
They did the right things.
What's the right?
First of all, remember, it belongs to the government of UAE, all right? But the Sheikh, a fantastic businessman that he is, set up everything, set up the rules, no interference. Hey, hired the best from all over the world. As a matter of fact, their employees are from almost 160 nationalities. They just went around the world picking up the best, not caring where you came from or the color of your skin or whatever. Once you're cited to be the best, they grab you and put in place, and the government is not interfering in any way. And those professionals are there doing their best. A number of employees, as at 2015, you won't believe it, Joe, 84,153 persons, one airline.
Across the world.
From 160 nationalities. That's Emirates for you. This record was as at 2015. So you can imagine an update would have probably brought it to about 100. I mean, if you remember, they acquired a couple of A380s. You remember the awesome airplane that is said to be the largest passenger plane, ever built. You won't believe the number that Emirates is acquired. And of course, the more they acquire, the more they employ hands that will man them. So I can imagine that if by 2015 they had 84,153 people, employed, by today it should be over 100,000. Now let's move on. Profile of Nigeria Airways. The pet name of Kenya.
No, but you have not concluded on the success behind the Emirates airline.
Oh, no, I give you a little, summary of what they have achieved.
Because we also need to know what we can pick from.
Yeah, but let's run through it's a similar thing.
Just in case we are coming back on air.
That's right. It's a similar thing that's happened to all other airlines, and somehow, don't blame me, I give preference to the African ones, because somebody is going to say to you, Joe, I was just thinking about it. Oh, they are comparing the UAE with Nigeria, and are they really comparables? Talk to us about those that have made success in Africa. I actually had a friend, say that to me, and I think sentimentally too, it makes sense. Let's look at Nigeria Airways. And then maybe if we find time, we'll look at Ethiopia and then see what they have achieved. And maybe it will help us to think that giant of Africa, Nigeria should do better. Now, Nigeria Airways, the pride of Africa. That's what you find.
That's the slogan.
That's right. Written on the side of the airplane, the pride of Africa. That's their slogan. And then here's the profile. Founded 22nd January 1977. By 1977, Nigeria Airways had gone decades and decades into business. But Nigeria Airways came on board 22nd January 1977. This is about 40 years ago.
Exactly 40 years?
Yeah. Commenced operations 4th February.
With how many aircraft?
We're going down. You will see it. They have about a fleet of 34 at the moment, but I didn't quite get you the record of the number of aircraft with which they started. But let's move on. Commenced operations 4th February 1977. Operating hub is Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. Subsidiaries are African Cargo Handling Limited, which is they own 100%. And Jumbo Jet 100%, and remember, it's Kenyan government, not some private sector. All right. And C, Kenya Air Freight Handling Limited, which is owned 51% by the government of Kenya, and of course other investors keeping the other 49%. All right. Okay. Fleet size is 34 at the moment. Destinations, they go to 62 destinations. And of course, the slogan is the pride of Africa. Then the drivers, one Dennis Awori, as a matter of fact, somebody is even saying to me that that man is a Nigerian. I haven't investigated that. Dennis Awori is the chairman, Sebastian Mikos is the MD and CEO. We are continuing. Revenue is 116.156 billion Kenyan shillings. All right.
But I'm sure we have the success
as at 2016
behind the Nigeria Airways.
Yeah, that's why I want to run through the profile quickly, because every information you need to know is before us here.
Yeah, because
this is equivalent to this is equivalent to 1.127 billion US dollars. Operating income is 4.093 billion Kenyan shillings, which is equivalent to 39.719 million US dollars. They are making profit. It's not like when we ran our own, every month we took $5 million and spent $5,175,000. That was what we did with Nigeria Airways during the time. I mean, Joe, these are all some pieces of lessons to learn. If we want to float another one, we must get serious, we must be business-minded, and we must be patriotic, and we must do it with the aim to achieve success. Not any 1 naira and spending 10 naira. You know.
No, but if we are to come back on air,
yeah,
with the statistics you have or the figures you have,
yes,
on how Nigeria Airways, was grounded, was simply because we spend more than what we generate.
That's right.
If we are going to come back, what would you suggest?
What would you? As I speak on, I tell it the way it is. I mean, and my listeners are following, and I guess anybody who wants to be sincere will have to think. If I get an opportunity, I'm talking about those that are listening now, if they get an opportunity to be in charge of a national airline, would they do it differently from what those that run Nigeria Airways did? A lot of people are listening and are thinking, because this is a challenge. I mean, smaller nations around the world are doing so well with their aviation sector, and every year all we do here is tear tears. Airlines coming and going.
But should we have a PPP arrangement whenever we are coming back?
Joe, I've said this severally. It's not about business model. It's about who we are. We need to change. It's about our legal system. We need to show that our laws have teeth. They can bite, and we bite when they catch you doing the wrong things.
They do.
It's pretty slow and sometimes selective. We need to.
No, but I don't think it's slow anymore. Of course, we have a team set up by
we are improving. Joe, we are improving, but we're not there yet. We need to. This is an awesome nation, the giant of Africa, the largest nation, the nation that is said to be that anywhere in the world you find 5 black people, they say one of them